So full disclaimer before we start the video, I'm mainly making this video for my subscribers, everyone that's followed me while I was playing Genshin Impact, because I did post a lot of videos on Genshin and I was planning to have it be my main game for a long time. So sorry to everybody that followed me because of that, but I have to just come out right now and just let you know why I quit the game. And for anybody that's just seeing me for the first time, hello. And this is just explaining my reasons and why I feel like Genshin Impact just needs to go into a little bit of a change for it to be better, at least at Endgame. Talking about the game from beginning to end, my current quick review of the game is very good. The start of the game is fresh. It feels like there's a lot to explore. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of quests. There's all sorts of things to see and do in the game. And then once you hit around AR 30, that's when you really start to feel what the game is going into. When it starts to get to the point where it's like, okay, now it seems like MiHoYo is about getting your money, because that's when it starts getting really important to do wishing. And then that's when it becomes really important to use your resin properly. Towards that part is when the game starts to really drag, because you start to notice as you're exploring, as you're finding things, you're finding treasure chests, you're opening things, you're chasing the ghost around, you know, all these things that you've been doing for a while that was really entertaining starts to diminish. And it gets to the point where there isn't really anything to do anymore. So even the running around looking for chests ends eventually. And there's no time when it respawns or anything. Maybe in the future they'll make it so that things respawn in the world. That would be nice if they added a way for, like, let's say randomized respawning of puzzles and treasure chests every week. That would be really awesome, and I would really like to see that. But the biggest problem and the main reason why I quit Genshin is because of the resin system. And I've explained that a million times on my YouTube channel and also during my live streams. I felt like all I was doing was just like chewing your ears off, talking about the situation. And the biggest problem with the resin system is that it literally cock blocks you from doing anything progression wise for the day and even the week, because every single week always landed up being the same exact process. On Mondays is when the server will reset, which would mean that we get world bosses to do, which costs 60 resin per boss. And then they just added recently the child fight, so that's another 60 resin. So when you think about it, your Mondays are dedicated to only fighting world bosses. Then on Tuesdays, you look through your list and you go, do I need talent books? Do I need to upgrade my weapons? Do I need to upgrade my characters? What is it I need for that day? When there's nothing to do that day dungeon wise, then you just do a boss fight so that you can level up and ascend your characters. This is the cycle of every single day throughout the week. It's always the same process. It's you go from day to day trying to figure out what chores you need to complete to, you know, make your characters better. And eventually it gets to the point where it's just sickening to do. And not only that it's sickening to do, but also the limits on top of it. Because if they made it so that there was no resin system, let's say there was no resin system in the game, that means I could grind out and play as much as I want. With the way the loot boxes are, the wish system, the loot boxes, if I was to wish for a new character, that would make it more fun for me to like work on the new character now, to level it up, to get its talents up, you know, rinse and repeat. The same process, just like any RPG out right now, you know? But with this game, you're not able to do that. You're limited by the resin system. So basically, in all seriousness, you get a brand new character and you're trying to get it up to like level 80 or 90, you're not going to be able to get it up that week. It's going to probably take you an entire month to get that character up to level 90 and to be able to have it like really be viable for like world level 6 or beyond. You know what I mean? And it gets worse. So the more you start going up those world ranks, the harder the mobs become and the least viable these characters become in the process of that. So it just becomes an endless treadmill of waiting from week to week, doing the same mundane task every single day, trying to figure out how to level up your characters, and then just playing for literally 30 minutes every single day, and that's it. There's no way to play beyond 30 minutes, so pretty much the game just completely stops you, and then you just move on. You just do other things. And honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to that, yeah, you could go play another game and then come back to Genshin tomorrow. That's great. But in reality, when I play a video game, I'm trying to play the game because I like the game, right? Like, I enjoy the game. So I'm going to play it as long as I want to. So if I want to play for 5 hours that day, then I'm going to go ahead and play it for 5 hours that day. If I only want to play for 30 minutes, then I'll play for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I should have control over my gameplay. And with this game, you have no control over that. You are set with wasting your resin, doing your dailies, log out. Waste your resin, do your dailies, log out. Oh, it's a new week, do your weeklies, log out. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically what the game was. And the gameplay never extends beyond 1 hour unless you just have to go out there and just find a bunch of rocks to mine. It becomes like like Minecraft. You're just breaking rocks. You know, that's what the game basically turned into. There was no treasure chest for me to really work on. There was no Oculus for me to really work on. And inevitably, it was getting to the point where it was like, I was going to run out of those Oculus. I was going to run out of the side quests. I didn't even finish all the side quests because all the side quest content was pretty shitty. Honestly, like, plot-wise, it was always the same thing. Go over here, go kill this thing. Oh no, I lost my scroll. Go get my scroll back from the fucking hill churls. You know what I mean? Like, there's always the same exact stuff every single time. That's why I hated the side quests. And I mainly was there for the main quest line because it actually had cutscenes, it had voice acting, it was very rich with story. So, like, that was the only thing that was worth a damn. You know, so all the side shit, and especially when they added in the reputation system, it even extended that wait time even more. And it became a game about just waiting and waiting for the next day, waiting for the next week for you to be able to play, like, again. And honestly, like, at this point, man, there's so many video games out right now that I just don't see a purpose in me wasting time with a game that doesn't want to be played. You know what I mean? Like, if they added a resin system into the new Cyberpunk 2077, I would cancel my pre-order right now. Like, seriously. Like, this is the last time I am ever gonna play a game that's called Gacha and was made by a mobile company. You know, for the new player that comes in, they're gonna see the joyous, like, amazing story and things that you can do in the game, but that doesn't last forever, and nothing is ever meant to last forever. But when you're thinking about a game that's endless like this, similar to MMORPGs, similar to looter shooters, and all those games that have RPG elements of leveling characters and getting gear and all these things, it needs to have a viable end game where you can repeat content and be able to do it as long as you want to. But in Genshin, there really isn't that much of that because it's focused on the resin system, which is trying to make you spend money on it to progress. So basically, the only people that are really benefiting from this are the people that are spending lots of money every single day throughout the week. And I did the math. It came out to about $50 a week just to be able to maintain buying resin throughout the week for like months at a time. Like, it's pretty crazy how much money you're going to be spending on this game versus, like, if you go play like World of Warcraft right now and they just had a new expansion. Like, if you play World of Warcraft, you'll probably have so much shit to do if you're starting from the very beginning, and it's going to give you unlimited amount of content, unlimited amount of stuff to do, unlimited amount of time to play. Because that's the major factor, is being able to play as long as you want to, and not when the game says, you know what, you had enough for today, get off. You know what I mean? So, and it's pretty interesting because Genshin Impact really started as a play however you want kind of game. You start playing the game and you don't realize, like, you could play for 12 hours straight and go, wow, there was a lot I did today. I completed a lot of missions, I got a lot of chests, I did a lot of things. But then it gets to the point where you know, the resin system comes into play, and you realize that that's the important part of the game because you're trying to upgrade shit. You're trying to get better gear, which I never got to because I was so busy trying to work on characters that I forgot all about trying to get 5-star artifacts. Like it was on the back of my thoughts because I didn't have the resin to be able to do that stuff. So overall, I think that honestly, Genshin Impact probably has a chance later on if they plan to ever like remove the resin system or do a lot of changes to it to make it a little bit more lenient. Then maybe it could be playable again, and maybe I'll come back and play it. But I feel like at this point, it's kind of like wishing that pigs will fly or something. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like it's not gonna be something that's gonna happen anytime soon, even ever. I don't think it's ever gonna happen because, in all seriousness, they're trying to make money, and for them to take out the resin system means they're gonna miss out on that $50 every single week from each person that's a whale, and all the whales are basically just feeding the machine. You know what I mean? They're just paying those people to keep fucking doing the same bullshit over and over, and they're gonna keep taking advantage of them as long as they can while they can. And that's it. I mean, it's a very predatory game. It's a loot box fucking casino game. And honestly, for you guys that have spent money in the game, I feel really bad. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself as much as you can. But I know there's a lot of people that are hurt. They spent a lot of money on this game, and now they don't want to quit because they invested so much time and money into it. You know what I mean? I was fortunate enough to be a free-to-play player. I didn't spend big money on the game. I spent maximum $20 on the. I bought the Blessing of the Welkin Moon twice, and then I bought the Battle Pass. So yeah, $20. That's all I spent in the entire game. So I was able to see the problems, and I'm glad I left when I did. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a shame. I really didn't want to quit, but the game made me. So anyways, I'm hoping that in the future we don't see games that have resin systems anymore. I mean, the resin system is the only thing that ruined the game, honestly. I would have been perfectly fine with the loot boxes. I really don't care about the loot boxes because I'm not the type of person that needs to have a certain character. You know what I mean? I really don't care. Like, it's not a big deal. If I get it, then cool. If I don't, then whatever. I'm just gonna move on, and I got plenty of characters to work with. You know what I mean? Like that's would have been my process. But anyways, that's the reason why I quit Genshin Impact. And I'm gonna be playing a lot of other games now, so I'm gonna be mostly variety for the most part, but I'm trying really hard to focus on Ghost of Tsushima right now. I don't think they're gonna be working on any more content in that game, so that's the only reason why I might not play it for too long. But I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077. That should be huge, and especially since they're gonna add a multiplayer mode eventually. So that should be pretty huge. I'm expecting it to be very Grand Theft Auto 5 like, where it's just open world, like do whatever you want type of thing. And I hope they do it better than Grand Theft Auto 5 because Grand Theft Auto 5 had a lot of problems. But anyway, that's a different story. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, later, y'all.